not a rumor.
Pursuant to the amendment of the agenda, this is Bill 21-2009, an ordinance by the City Council of the City of Overland, Missouri, amending Chapter 100, General Provisions, Article 4, General Administrative Provisions by repealing Section 100.140, subsection O in its entirety.
Comment, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Jeff.
This is the responsible contractor language that we're talking about here, making sure that we have responsible contractors doing the work of the city for the city in construction. There's been some misinformation put out there. This does not cover the smaller projects. We have 3 or 4 construction projects that were approved tonight in the bills that were under the $2,500 threshold that did not have this applied to them. So that any assertion that we want to get everything union is just not correct. We do support our local businesses, which a lot of them do qualify under this. I really think that we don't want to go down the road that St. Anne went down when they hired a contractor who was not a responsible contractor, who took off with half of their money that they had saved up for their new city hall. I don't think this is a road we really want to go down. That's just my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, Jeff.
Comment, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mary Beth.
I'm really not exactly sure why we amended the agenda. This is going to be, it was supposed to be the 5th item, so I don't know why you take the last item, you make the first, and you change it to the first item, unless you want to monkey with some other resolutions down the road. So I'm not too sure about that. And the second thing I'd like to say is that the City of Overland has a lot of people that are in the union. It actually would help make the City of Overland. We need to protect good jobs. When we have people putting in lateral sewers that are dangerous, we need the right people doing it. And to me, this is a great step backwards in the City of Overland. It harms the citizens. It harms the community. Why are we moving legislation through that dismantles good laws? Doesn't make a bit of sense to me. That's my comment.
Okay, do I have
Sorry, Your Honor, I have a comment.
Go ahead, Jerry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's my understanding that we have approximately 1,500 or so union employees within the city limits of Overland. And why we would want to possibly turn back their paychecks or make them to be incapable of being hired for a job within the city limits and cause harm to their families. I worked for a company that was in the union here in St. Louis, and they opened another aspect of the company in a right-to-work state near us, and their pay was half of what we made. Now, you know, when they sold the company, everybody got sold out. I have a hard time thinking that the City of Overland, which can afford to pay for good work, for capable work, for professional work, would want to make a change like this. I personally know someone who was hired by a company to do work installing electric wiring, had absolutely no experience whatsoever in installing electrical wiring, but was hired to do so. It boggles my mind. And the person overseeing him had no experience in electrical wiring. Now, does the City of Overland really want to get in a position where we're having work done, expensive work, that it is not done by people who are qualified? I'm sure there are probably people on the council here that have been in unions, people in the audience that have been in unions. I was in a union for 19 years. I've seen the good and the bad, and I'm not here saying unions are perfect, nothing like that. However, they do support a livable wage. Do we want our wages of our fellow citizens and of the state of Missouri and on down the line across this country to become minimum wage jobs? To me, that is the issue here. Do we want people to make good money, or do we want them to make lesser bad money? I just can't see doing this.
Let's everybody just in the audience, please. Go ahead, Councilman Dills.
Mary Beth, getting back to your comment, I had a sewer lateral about 3 years ago. They came out and they marked a gas line and a water line. I wouldn't mind if the guy that cut one, but he cut both of them. And he was supposed to be responsible.
Well, we didn't have that bidding language 3 years ago. We just got it 2 years ago, Les.
Well,
So that's what corrected it.
Let's make sure
he was
just
a
address
plumber.
me, address the chair.
He was a union plumber, Mary.
Okay.
Oh, thank
All
you,
right.
Les.
Anybody else have any other comments?
Yeah, I got another comment, Mike.
Go ahead, Jeff.
You know, this responsible contractor language assures that the people that are working, doing this hard work, have insurance. And if you think that if the contractor doesn't pay for the insurance, you think for 1 minute that we're not gonna be responsible when that person goes to the hospital, or that person takes an ambulance ride? You're confused. We all have to pay. This is a way to get the contractor to pay for their workers to have insurance, which is the way it should be across this country.
Mike, I have another comment too. I don't know if anybody read the Suburban Journals last week, but there was the front page article was about this lady who had problems with her house being worked on in the city of Overland. She got took hook, line, and sinker. Okay? Not having the right type of people, you know, fly-by-night people. This ordinance undermines Overland families, living wage people. Why would responsible elected officials want to harm 1,500 families in the city of Overland? Doesn't make a damn bit of sense.
Wait a minute. We don't need to cut down on the adjectives, please. Thank you. Do I have have a motion for a second reading by title only?
Second.
All in favor? Opposed?
No.
All right, poll the vote.
May no.
Oh, yes.
Conlon, no.
O'Connell, no.
Owensby, yes.
Keller, yes.
Jones, yes.
Jones, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Bill 21-2009, second reading by title only. An ordinance by the City Council of the City of Overland, Missouri, amending Chapter 100, General Provisions, Article 4, General Administrative Provisions by repealing Section 100.140, subparagraph O in its entirety.
I have a motion to approve.
Comment, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Jerry.
It was brought up at the last couple of meetings about tax issues that were coming before us, and citizens were saying that you know, they're paying attention to who votes for tax increases or whatnot. I certainly hope that the residents of Overland, who are either union members or the families of union members, are paying attention to what's happening up here and who's voting for what, because they're voting to make it harder for you to make a living.
Comment, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mary Beth.
Even if this bill is going to be a 5-3, the mayor has the opportunity to veto this legislation at the next meeting. I would sincerely hope that he does that.
You know what? You haven't talked to me about nothing,
Well, you have the
you know,
opportunity
for the
to
last
veto it.
2.5 years, so why are you talking to me tonight? You know?
Wait, that's out of line, Mike. That is way out of line, Mike.
It's a fact.
That is not a fact.
That is. It's a fact.
I have talked to you continuously, and it's only when I make the phone call to you. Have you ever once picked up the phone and called me, Jerry, or Mary Beth one time? Don't push it off on, we're not communicating with you, Mike. I think the shoe's on the other foot, buddy.
Well,
Your Honor, I'd like to
Hey,
comment.
Mike.
go ahead. Les.
Jeff,
Jeff,
oh, sorry.
Your wife called me to come down to your house to look at a front porch that was poured. It was supposed to have been a brick stamp. It was the worst job I've ever seen in my life. That was done by responsible contractors. Who did it?
It wasn't a brick stamp, Les, and you're supposed to be addressing the chair, but I can tell you, I did it myself because it was the first time I had ever done a stamp job.
Let's
It
just
wasn't
stay-
done by a responsible contractor.
Why did you hire a contractor?
Let's just
Because I
stay
did it
with
myself, Les.
Let's just stay with
Good
the
union, yeah.
issue. Let's stay with the issue.
Damn straight,
Your Honor.
pal.
Yeah.
We have a motion
Damn straight.
to,
Yeah.
That's fine.
you have a motion to approve? Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No.
Poll the vote.
May no.
Oh, yes.
Conlon, no.
O'Connell, no.
Owensby, yes.
Keller, yes.
Jones, yes.
Jones, yes.
Motion carries.